Hello, Side Pokemon Show, and what you're looking at right now are all 18 of my DS games. This is just going to be a video of my thoughts on each DS game. I'm going to try to go pretty in depth. I'm not sure. I might just split this into three parts, with each stack being one part, even though the last stack would be pretty short. Okay, so I guess I'll just go pretty in depth. I don't really have a script here or anything. So let's just start going down the line. My first game I want to talk about is Pokemon Ranger. This game is a spin-off of the Pokemon games, obviously. They had some things in the anime about Pokemon Rangers and what they do. You don't actually catch the Pokemon. You capture them, but you can only use them once, and then they run away. So in this game, you use your stylus to uh, draw rings around the Pokemon, and then when you draw enough rings and consecutively, you catch the Pokemon, and the Pokemon have different abilities. And let's see, you use them to get through obstacles in the environment to get to your goal. There are legendary Pokemon in this game, as any Pokemon game, and it has a nice shiny cover. I don't know if you can notice that on the camera. So my thoughts. Let's see, this game is pretty fun, but you can't play it for very long because your hand will really get really tired from drawing the rings so fast on the styles. I've gotten through the main storyline, but I still haven't gotten through some bonus missions. So yeah, let's see, put that over here. Next game, Pokemon Dash. This is one of the first games that I got for my DS because it's like pretty sure it's one of the first games first Pokemon games that were released on the DS. So yeah, this is a racing game. It's also a spin-off of the Pokemon series. I think this one focuses more on the anime, even though you don't see any characters from the anime other than the Pokemon. Although if you look on it, there are characters you see in the anime regularly, like Malice, Mudkip, Trico, Pikachu, obviously, and Torchic and Munchlax. But yeah, this is a racing game. User stylus, and to move the Pikachu, you have to keep moving, like flicking it up to keep on moving Pikachu. And then one of the features I like, because you can I had Pokemon Emerald at the time as well, and I was really big into that. So you could take your team Pokemon Emerald and turn them into courses, which you can. That's a picture of that there, picture of Rayquaza. You can do that with Ruby and Sapphire too. I have Sapphire, and this is also the first game that Munchlax was released in. He was one of the newer Pokemon of the fourth generation that was first seen. But yeah, I don't really like this game. It's not the funnest of things. It's definitely worth a try if you like Pokemon and you're a big Pokemon fan like me. So let's go on to the next one. Nintendo Chihuahua and Friends. This is like one of the games that almost everyone had when people had DSs, but it's like, and by everyone I mean my friends, like people I knew. And let's see, they had different versions though. Like one of the people I knew has like three different versions of this game. I got the Chihuahua version because I think Chihuahuas are pretty cool. This is part of the touch generation thing, which is like means it's like pretty much almost all controlled by the touchscreen. If you don't know what Nintendogs is, it's a series of games that it's like it's your virtual pet. It's a virtual pet dog. You can train it to do stuff. You can let's see. You can decorate. You can put outfits on it. You can walk it. You can feed it. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. I stopped playing this after a while, and I might go back one day and start a new file and everything. So yeah, let's keep going. Animal Crossing Wild World. This has to be one of my favorite games in the Animal Crossing series, just because it's on the DS. Well, yeah, it's on the DS, and see, it's on the DS, and that allows a lot more portability and everything, which is one of the beauties of the Animal Crossing. Because I found this much easier to go on late at night and get like special bugs and stuff like that that only appear late at night. I found it much more easy to get it than go downstairs to my Wii late at night and play City Folk. So this has to be one of my favorite games released on the DS. I just started a new town because my old town was so crappy because of how long I left it. I just started a new one. There's a look at the back. I don't think I showed you that. Let's see, moving on. Beautiful Joe Double Trouble. This is the first game in the Beautiful Joe series that I bought. I've heard about the Beautiful Joe series since it first came out. I knew it was pretty good. Let's see, this game introduces, I think, his cousin or his sister. Joe's cousin or sister, I can't remember which one. It has pretty much has the same VFX powers that it has in the first two Beautiful Joes. I think this came out after, yeah. It has the same gameplay style as the first two Beautiful Joes do, which is a plus because the gameplay was pretty good. It was side-scrolling. It's a pretty fun game. I got to the end of it. I on kids. I didn't go back in adults. But yeah, you can use it. There are zoom and split. I'm not sure if split was in the first two, but I can go check that. I haven't played them in a little while. Let's see. Moving on. Super Mario 64 DS. This was pretty much the first DS game I ever bought, and it's also the first one I ever lost the cartridge to, because I do not have the cartridge to this anymore. I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere at my friend's house, but he's never found it in the past few years. So this is just Super Mario 64 on the DS with improved graphics and everything like that. It's a really good game. You should definitely try it out if you can find it. I'm pretty sure you can find it. I've seen it in GameStop recently. It's not very hard to find, even though it's like one of the first games released on the DS. One of the things other than Super Mario 64 that's on the DS, on this game, is the mini games, which is a big bonus because you have friends around. You can play the mini games with other ones with them, which is pretty cool. So let's see. We have one more game to talk about until I split this into a few more parts, and that's Naruto Ninja Destiny. This is the first used DS game I ever bought, and I bought this when I was still pretty into the Naruto series, but I was starting to get out of it because I wanted a DS game. I just bought this for $17. It's a fighting. It's If you ever played the Naruto Clash of Ninja games, this is the almost exact same gameplay, but it's on the DS. Because when I first heard about it, I thought it was actually pretty cool, because I have both Clash of Ninja games on the GameCube. I didn't go into on the Wii because obviously, well, I didn't. Well, when the Wii came out, I was still starting to get out of the Naruto thing, the whole thing. I have a lot of Naruto stuff because I used to be a huge fan. But it's a decent fighting game. It doesn't have that much depth to it, although the power-ups you can put on add some depth. It's a For Naruto fans, it's definitely a good thing to pick up. Although I prefer the Ninja Council games over it. But yeah, that's it for this part of my DS game collection. I'll talk about these two piles of games next time. This has been iPokeMon Show, and goodbye.